Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is me, Adisa, the Alpha Empath, and I want to share something with you guys this morning or this afternoon. I just finished eating lunch and I had to share this with you guys. Now, if you're watching me, I need you to go ahead and say hello to me. Go ahead and say hello to me because I like it when people say hello to me. Don't come up on my platform being rude as fuck. I can't stand that kind of shit because I'm going to be sharing with you guys some valuable information today, okay? And then another thing, I have my next boot camp. It's in Broken Bow, Oklahoma. We're going to be out there in the woods. If you want to come to the next Empathic Healers Boot Camp, it's going to be in Broken Bow, Oklahoma from November 28th through 30th. Let me repeat that. November 28th through 30th. If you have never attended one of my boot camps, the cost for you will be $711. But just because you can pay your $711 doesn't mean you get to come. You are going to have to be interviewed by me to see if your energy is going to match the energy that I am trying to cultivate at that boot camp. Okay. My next boot camp will be in San Diego, California. It's going to be from December 12th through December 14th. And then my next one will be in Nassau, Bahamas from February 20th through February 25th. Okay. So let me get right into this. We are talking about death and empaths. Listen, you guys, this is going to bless you so much. I promise you it's going to bless you so much if you can get through this with me. For years, I wondered why it took me so long to get over breakups, why it took me so long to get over, and I'm not just talking about romantic breakups. I'm talking about discord with my family members. I'm talking about discord with my friendships, discord with my coworkers. Just when I sense that there is a pull apart. When I sense that there is a pull apart. Remember, we are empaths. And we feel things with our body. So when there is a shift in a relationship, you are not making this shit up in your head. You can feel it. So what I would do is when I would feel this shift of pulling apart, I would try to address it with whoever was in the relationship with me. And a lot of times they would tell me I'm being too sensitive. I'm making up some shit. Or, girl, that ain't nothing. I got over that yesterday. And then they would move on. But I would knew energetically that we were still growing apart. I would know that. And I would go back to them. Hey, let's work on this. Because what I'm trying to do is put together back the connection. But if you are an empath, you got to understand people that are not empaths, they process separation different than we process it. See, other people, they can say things like, girl, he gonna get over it, or she gonna get motherfucking over it. They ain't gonna die tomorrow, so let me just move on about my life. But that is not how I processed at all. That was not how I processed. I could not understand how people could just say, oh, well, they'll get over it. I'm gonna move on about my life. I didn't understand that. I would be thinking that the relationship is of paramount importance because that's how I saw relationships. That's literally how I saw relationships, right? So I would go to these people over and over and over and over again. I'm an empath. I'm not going to give up on you just because I'm having a bad fucking day. That ain't how I really deal with relationships. Relationships are extremely valuable to me. Extremely valuable. So when I would part with someone, I would go through a grieving process. Now, at the time, I didn't know that I was actually experiencing a death. I didn't know that. I just thought that I was being overly sensitive. That's literally what I thought. And if I'm making sense to you, I need you to go ahead and comment. If I need to clarify something, I need you to go ahead and comment, okay? So here I am. I'm grieving. I am grieving. I am depressed because as far as I am concerned, spiritually, this person has died to me. And I am in my room. I'm shedding tears. I can't sleep at night. I can't eat. I don't want to go anywhere. It's because somebody that I have loved, they have just died. Now, if that person was not an empath, they're thinking in their head, oh, I have lots of time. Once I go through whatever I'm going through, I can go back to them and pick up wherever we left off from. No, 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 no. I have grieved you. As far as I'm concerned, you are dead and buried inside the ground. So when you try to come back at me again, as far as I'm concerned, you are a damn ghost. Like, who are you? I don't know you. That's literally how I act. And it is the strangest thing. It is the strangest thing. I will show up. Excuse me. I would show up at funerals of people who I had experienced a spiritual relationship death with. And these people might have been my family members. And everybody would be crying. And I would start crying because my empathic body felt other people's pain, not necessarily because I was feeling the pain because that person had died. So I wasn't shedding tears because the relationship had already ended. It had already ended. It took me a while to understand that, you know how people treat relationships like they're disposable, and then when the person dies, they falling out at the fucking casket and shit. They having heart attacks, they having strokes, they sitting up here falling out and shaking on the doggone ground like a fish and shit. And I'm like, listen, all the time that people were alive, you were thinking, oh, they'll get over it, oh, fuck that relationship. And now since they're dead, now you're regretful. If this person is that fucking important to you, where you crying on the ground, on the floor, kicking and screaming, then why not try your damnedest to keep that relationship going? And I'm going to be honest, and you may not like this. When I see people act like that, when I see people that won't try hard to keep a relationship healthy while the two people are in it, but then they want to act a damn fool once the person has died, that shit irritates the fuck out of me. Y'all gonna get mad at me, but I promise you, I look at them and I'm thinking in my head, you fake bitch. That's literally what I'm thinking. Now I know you can't say that at a funeral, but people look at me and they say, Adisa, why you not crying? Why you not shaking on the floor? Why you not doing any of these things? Because when I give people their flowers and their roses and their candy when they are alive, why in the hell would I wait till you then died for me to regret all the things that I didn't give you? As far as I'm concerned, those people are ungrateful of the relationships. That's really how I feel. That's really how I feel. And I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, well, we have time. Well, I guess you do. And sometimes you don't. But me, I'm going to fight to keep that person in my life if I want them in my life while they're living, while we're still, you know, it's kind of like how the scripture says, if your brother has aught against you, go to him. That's kind of how I am. I go. I'm like, hey, let's work on this shit. Let's get this shit together. But after I done did everything I knew how to do, I let it go. And when I let it go, it's gone. It's gone. You don't get to just discard me and pick me back up when you get ready to, because I have literally grieved you. I have literally grieved you. And now you want to come back in my life like ain't nothing happened. No, I buried you and cast your fucking spiritual ashes out on the ocean. They out on the ocean. That's what they are to me. Now, some people will come back into your life. And this has happened. It doesn't happen often, but they will try to come back in my life and they'll be the same person. No. If you're the same person, whatever caused me to stray away from you or caused the relationship to stray away, then it's still in you. So I'm not going to reinvite that back into my life. But some people, however, when they come back into your life, they are a new person. Now, at that moment, you have a choice again. You have a choice to say, okay, well, you know what? I see that you have evolved and you are no longer in the same place that you used to be, and neither am I. Now we have two new people meeting each other again and trying to see if we can have a connection that can bond this time. Okay, that's perfectly okay. But if you are an empath, I had to do this with myself too. I had to stop trying to put people in permanent positions in my life that were only seasonal. I understand that I grieve hard and I grieve heavy. Well, when you begin to understand that, you're going to be very, very clear, and your vetting system, your vetting process for people entering into your life is going to be ironclad, because you feel everything. You feel everything. And some people are not meant to go the distance with you. But when you are sitting up here putting a person in a place where they are supposed to go the distance with you and they're never supposed to go that distance with you, you are going to end up grieving and grieving and grieving and grieving. And your heart is not made to just handle that amount of grief. That shit causes depression. It really does. I had to take an account. I said, how many spiritual deaths have I experienced last year? How many spiritual deaths did I experience? Like for an empath, it's literal death. So have you ever asked yourself that question? How many spiritual deaths have you experienced? Maybe that's why you're sad. Maybe that's why you're depressed. Maybe that's why you don't want to go outside, because you have too many dead things around you and you keep picking up more and collecting more dead ass people that's going to give you dead ass experiences. You're going to have to stop. You're going to have to stop. I decided that my committed people and my core people, they were the people that were trying to go the distance with me. And I have qualifiers for every level that's in my life. There are some people that they're just going to be crowd people. They're just going to be people that you know that dig you. They kind of like your vibe a little bit. They ain't going to really support you. They ain't going to really say nothing negative about you either. You just kind of you kind of like them. Don't make those people your core people. Don't do that. And if you're an empath and you don't have anybody other than yourself within your core, that's okay. That's okay. If you're an empath and you don't have anybody other than yourself and your people that's committed to you, that's okay too. Keep refining your process. Keep refining your song and singing it loudly. And the louder you sing it, with the more refinement that you sing it, it is going to attract the people that are supposed to be in your core. And you choose those people based on common vision and common purpose and common passion. That's what you have to do. I'm hoping this makes sense to you guys. I don't know if it does or not, but if you're not one of those people that ends up crying at funerals a lot because you are sad because the person has died and you're only crying because everybody else is crying, it's okay. Just understand that for you, the spiritual death is the real death, and that's fine. I love you guys, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.